For more, I've been joined on the line by Dennis Osewusu. He's PRO of the National Teacher Council. Dennis, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, my brother.
6,451 out of what?
Out of 778. 7,778.
So those who passed are what? 1,277.
Sure.
And the failure, 6,451.
Yes.
And this is a receipt. Explain to me what happened.
Once again, like I've always said, that's a national security threat that we need to pay attention to it as a country. These teachers are teachers who have written some for the ninth time. It's twice.
Dennis, your line is breaking.
Please, is that okay? Can you now?
Yeah, there's an echo. I don't know if you're on loudspeaker or you're using a device.
Oh, last time. Is it okay now?
Try again.
Is it okay?
Let's see. Work with that. Let's see if it will go through.
All right. What I mean is, this particular situation we are talking about here, is that we need to pay attention to. Because we are talking about teachers coming to train our future generation. And so if a teacher cannot even spell his or her own name, then we have something at hand that we need to.
These are the kind of things you encountered in the exam scripts?
Some of the things we encounter. And if I show you some of the marked scripts of some teachers, you will just end up asking, how did they get here? What happened before they are here today?
Just hold on. Are these people who have just come out straight from the teacher training college whom you are trying to vet before deploying to the classroom, or these are people who have previously taught?
No, these are teachers who are here to join the profession. And we are not limiting it to only colleges of education. Some are from the university, and then some are from the colleges of education.
So if you finish,
yet to join the profession.
Okay, so if you finish the 3-year training at the college or you've got a university degree and you want to be a teacher, you have to then enroll with the Teacher Council to be licensed. So it is the license exams that has resulted in what has resulted now.
Yes, please.
And when you say receipt means what? Some of them had written previously and it didn't work out, or what?
Yes, they've had a series of referrals in the same area. And then they recently wrote it for 9 times as we speak.
9 times?
Yes.
Dennis, I'm really having difficulties hearing you. Hello, Dennis?
Is it okay now?
Yes.
Is it okay?
Yes, it's better. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So just like I said, some of them have repeatedly written this exam 9 times. And the least we can talk about is twice. And so this is what we are facing as a council. And in fact, I can emphatically some of them to be teach.
Dennis, your line is really, really being tricky. I don't know what is happening, but are you in motion?
Is it okay? No, I'm not in motion. I'm based at one place. Is it okay now?
If you could just move around a bit, I don't know, but...
okay. Is it okay now?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah. What I'm saying is, these are teachers who have gone through the initial training and have come out, and some of them are repeatedly writing the same exam for 9 times. And I can emphatically say that some of them are not fit to be called teachers.
So, in as far as they don't pass, they don't get to enter the classroom, correct?
Sure. You can't.
And
it's just like any other profession.
And this is for...
If you are not able to pass the license exam, you'll not be given the chance to go and teach. You can enter any other profession. We have no problem. But with the classroom, no.
Okay.
We are trying to safeguard already the rot in the system. There's no way that we can go back and then take people out of the system. But for you to join without rot, we are not going to compromise. That's all.
Could it be the area of examination, the types of questions? Could that be, for instance, what are some of the questions you ask? In which areas did they have to write exams on mathematics, social studies, English, or what kind of questions were they?
Yeah, we have 3 areas that we write. We have the numeracy, literacy, and then essential professional skills. The numeracy has to do with basic mathematics. And when I say basic, I mean VHS primary 6 mathematics. It's not difficult. I have samples that when I get opportunity to see you one-on-one, I can show it to you for you to see the kind of questions we ask. Because we examine teachers on basic numeracy, because when you go back to the classroom, no matter what you teach, you prepare cumulative records, and it is mathematical. There are so many things that you do in the classroom as a teacher that demands basic numeracy. And so it is one area that we are looking at. And then as part of our educational system, you know, our form of education in grammar is a bit grammatical. And so the grammar education tells you that you should at least have basic knowledge in literacy. So you can't just go to the class where you can't express yourself in simple terms. We might make mistakes, fine. Maybe in the course of even our conversation, there are a lot of mistakes that I've done. But at least the basic ones, as a teacher, you should know. And so these are some of the things we ask. And it's not anything beyond their strength. You don't even need a curriculum to do this. You don't.
Which of the 3 do you record the most fails?
So far on our records, I think numeracy and literacy. That is where we've been having the most fails.
So in simple terms, English and mathematics.
English and mathematics, yeah.
Now, 1,277, these are the people you have okayed to be absorbed into the education service. That would lead to a gap, wouldn't there? There will be a deficit in teachers. How do you intend to deal with that?
Not at all. We've already graduated most of them in the system already. And even as we speak, number of people when licenses are home, we can talk about 50,000 of them. But that is not the issue. We are not looking at just quantity, but we are looking at quality. And just like I said, this is a receipt paper. This is a receipt. We've already had, when we are writing a wholesale paper where we have the freshers and everything, we've been recording 70% pass and other things. But so we have a lot of them already in the system. But this particular examination that we are talking about is strictly a receipt paper for those who have researched for a very long time. So I think that is the more reason why we recorded such failure.
Okay. Someone has just sent me a message to ask you, those who passed their teachers Set A many years ago, or Certificate A as you call it, and from teacher training colleges who want to come back into the system, are they going to have to go through these exams of yours, or they can simply just go back, pick their certificate, and go to the classroom?
Also, go through the professional examination. There's no way you can enter again in classroom to teach.
What is the way forward in fixing this problem that you have just discussed with us?
In fact, we have worked on a reform to make sure we get everybody tuned to the new system. So now, essential professional skills, numeracy literacy is now a paper. It's now one paper. It's not one paper. And there's going to be a pedagogy where your area of specialization is going to be emphasis on based on where you specialize. There will be questions on pedagogy, that is methodology. And then your area of specialization, let's say I read French in the College of Education, and so I'm going to be examined based on what I learned in French. So that is the reform we have introduced. We saw that Most of them were complaining you've not read maths and you've come to ask questions on maths. And so we've really gone to that level where we are going to make that a paper. So numeracy, essential professional skills, and the literacy is now one whole paper called general paper for the reform.
You've described this as a national security issue. I think that's very fair, a description that you have used. Do you have to report to government to say that this was happening, maybe through the Minister of Education? Are they aware of what's happening?
Yeah, I think we've gone beyond that. The minister is aware of everything we are talking about today, and he's solidly behind us in making sure that we do the right thing. And I'm saying this because in Ghana, we easily politicize any policy. But this is an issue that has to do with the future of this country. If one teacher pollutes 100 students, you can just look at the side effects. If one nurse injects a patient and the person dies, we are looking at only one person. And so if a teacher pollutes a nurse, you can just imagine the number of people who are going to die. So at this stage, I think we need to look into this, delve deep into it. If there is even a need for a broader stakeholder consultation and look at this particular policy, and then not just sit in our houses and politicize it and say we are going to do this, we are going to do that to the system. Meanwhile, we have a lot of things going on in the system that need to be properly checked to make sure we get to the root of it.
Thank you for speaking to us, Dennis.